Hi, welcome to a front porch 1909 restoration. Come on in, let me show you some of the issues with this porch and what we're going to have to do with it. So, first thing is that you can see the decking is all decayed. We're going to have to replace that. Many of the walls actually go right down into the ground, and we're going to have to cut those off and replace a lot of those, which I don't think you're going to see much right now. So what we're going to do is rebuild the stairs properly. These were improperly built. Somebody repaired these improperly. So we're going to rebuild those. We're going to also rebuild these boxes on either side. These were built improperly as well. We're also going to get down underneath the deck and apply an AZAC skirt to keep the existing siding out of the soil, and we're going to redo the soffit and really get this thing back to an awesome look before it decays too much further. So the next step is to put a working cover over here so we can put all of our equipment underneath and out of the rain. So while we're working on this, we're completely weatherproof. Okay, this is the superstructure behind me. Next is putting on the tarp. Okay, so we got the tarp up, and if you take a look in here, you can see that we have our tools set up for cutting. The next step is for us to actually start diving into this front porch and start removing some material. Okay, we've set up our lead containment. You can see all the plastic around. You can come on in and take a look and see that we've done a lot of our demolition already. We've bagged everything up. It's a good opportunity to see all the framing as it was originally. Now what we're going to have to do with this place is we're going to have to add in some framing. You can see there's no skirt boards or anything, any pressure treated down against the ground. We're going to reframe all of that. We're going to preserve this as much as possible. This is a good opportunity for you to see that this has been the next step. Demolition, lead containment. We'll continue with that, and we'll show you some more later. So here we are in the middle of a 1909 historic front porch restoration. This is a good opportunity to see some of the framing and some of the components as we're putting it back together before we cover in. So come on in and let's take a look. So what we've done is we've reframed our blocks on either side. We've re-sided those. We've also added an AZAC PVC skirt board that goes down into the ground, which I've talked about before, which I really like using in these applications. Come around. We've done our skirt boards already for our stair treads and our stair risers to tie into this. Our flashing, all of our siding, everything ties in together. You can see that we have reframed our stairs. We've added concrete in order to give this some solidity over a long period of time. And we've done our other block on the other side over here. You can see we've just freshly cut our first riser board there, and so this is a pre-finished material. So it's pre-finished in the back and all around to give it much more of a longevity factor. Also, I want you to take note that we have re-sided our wing walls on either side, and we've actually reframed a lot of the studs. Now, you can take a look at some of the inside components of this deck. You can see that we have some of the old deck framing members here. But if you, I don't know if the camera will see, but you can see some of the back framing down below. It's all pressure treated wood because it's close to the ground there. It also holds our skirt board. You can see the back side of the skirt board. That's that white piece down there. We've actually reframed some components of our posts that go down. We've added concrete. We've really just spruced this deck up to the point where it gives it a much more of a structural integrity. And if you look above, you're going to see we're overlaying our soffit material, which we like to do sometimes because it saves time with removing the existing material, saves having to do lead containment. It also adds a lot more of a rigid application by having 2 layers up there. So in this case, it worked out really well. I think at this point, this is everything we've done so far. Alright, okay, so here we are on this historic front porch, and this is a segment that shows you some of the finished work. We're not completely done yet, but I did want to show you how we install this tongue and groove decking. Now you have to remember, in 1909, they didn't have the finishes and the glues that we do today. So what we do is we have pre-finished all of the material to keep it completely protected. So it's finished on all sides, including the tongue and the groove side, which keeps any moisture from penetrating, because this is an exterior application. You can see that it's an exterior underneath the deck. So traditionally, with tongue and groove decking like this, it has a tendency to want to shrink, contract, and expand, and that's where you get a lot of the cracks. So what we do is we pre-finish that to minimize that expansion and contraction through moisture penetration. But what we also do when we install this, you can see it gets installed like a regular floor, but what we do is we use a glue in our tongue and groove, and we also use a glue and a construction adhesive on the joints. So when this goes in, so this becomes one diaphragm. So if you take a look over here, Brian, you bring the camera back over here, and you take a look at our floor. This is the floor that we have just installed. This is what it looks like. Now, it's not, normally when you do a floor, you do a full sand on the surface. We haven't done that. We're preserving this for Seattle's moist winter conditions. But this is our finished look for now. Next spring, this can all be sanded off and another coat can be put down to smooth it all out. And what we'll do at the front is our nosing will get cut to where we need to be. Any of the raw wood, we will dab our, we like to use a Sickens product. We'll dab our product on here to keep it protected for the winter as well. Okay, so here we are with the final product here on this 1909 front porch that we've just finished. Let's take a look. So you can see our finished treads, risers, everything as you've seen before is all back finished. It's all glued in all the joints. So we're all absolutely completely waterproof. You can see that we've rebuilt the blocks on either side of the stairs properly. You can see that we've done the siding, the decking. We've also done the soffit above. I don't know if the camera can see that or not. And we've also cut off the siding and added a molding, a bed mold, and a cove mold on the inside in order to trim this out very nicely. And this is our final look here with it. All right, thank you for going through this with us. Thank you to Brian for handling the camera on this 1909 Historic Front Porch Restoration. We look forward to seeing you on the next project. Bye now.